All right, welcome back. Now, while the attention of the whole world seems to have turned towards the coronavirus pandemic, Nigerian soldiers are still faced with the task of confronting insurgents in the restive northeast region of the country. Sadly, Nigeria recently lost about 47 of its soldiers to the battle in an ambush on their convoy now by Boko Haram terrorists near Guneri village in Borno State. Military sources say now that the insurgents specifically targeted the troops by firing rocket-propelled grenades at the convoy, which was reportedly on its way to launch an offensive on a camp belonging to jihadists affiliated to the Islamic State West African province group in the area. Now, in a similar development, days after that attack on Nigerian soldiers, the Boko Haram insurgents also conducted another deadliest raid on Chadian troops, killing 92 soldiers in that attack on an island around the Lake Chad Basin area. Security sources say the attack was on an army base on the island of Boma and lasted for several hours before the insurgents escaped on speedboats. In the words of President Idris Deby, never in the history of Chad have they lost so many men at one time. There have been combined regional efforts to end the Boko Haram violence in West Africa, but the group just has a way of striking back every time. Security expert Sheya Adetayo now joins me on the program to discuss this and more. Mr. Adetayo, thank you very much for joining us on the program. Let's talk about this ambush now on that Nigerian military convoy. Are you surprised that it would happen the way it did? Does it suggest in any way that, there might be some kind of mole now in the military? Because the question is, how did these guys get the intelligence that our troops now were moving towards that area?
Okay, thank you very much. I do not want to subscribe to that assertion that there are moles within the Nigerian troop. It was a sad incident, and one of such that we've recorded in recent time, and that has really affected the morale of the Nigerian troops. But we need to realize the fact that we're in a war situation with insurgents. As much as we are trying to place surveillance on their activities, they are also monitoring the activities of the Nigerian soldiers. I think that day happens to be just one of their lucky days.
You think this was just about luck? That because it would appear the way the attack happened, the description that we have received, this was a precise attack, and it's just difficult to imagine how these attacks could have happened without some kind of concrete information, if you like, some hard intelligence.
Well, I think it largely depends on the direction of the information available to us. I've heard from different sides, and the one that I trust much in terms of the source of the information is the fact that not that the Nigerian troops who are trying to attack the insurgents, they were actually moving logistics to another base. They were moving inflammable materials like diesel, petrol, and other logistic materials, support materials to another base. And when the attack was launched, it was a rocket that was fired on the tanker carrying fuel that exploded. So the explosion is what actually triggered the fire, and many lives were lost in the fire that ensued. You know, when one tanker is blown off, it's going to the reaction in terms of, we call it sympathetic explosion, will be enormous. All other tankers there would explode with the first one that exploded. So that is the information that I got, and from reliable source. So it wasn't that the launch and attack and the Nigerian soldiers were unable to respond, but it was one attack that caught them unaware, and a single hit on their convoy, left unimaginable damage to the whole troop.
Now how damaging would this be to the morale now of the troops?
Oh, definitely no army will be happy when they hear that their colleagues are being killed in the line of duty like this. No troop will take that and feel good about it. Definitely, it will send shivers down the spine of other military base as to how close and how daring those people are getting by the day. This kind of attack is not surprising to me. And if you look at the past, anytime that we're having a kind of a distraction like we are having now, like coronavirus, election, and the political upheavals, things like that, that is when this insurgent group usually launch attack, so that they can easily catch us unaware, because the focus and the attention is being divided into so many other things. To me, right now, it's just a very simple advice. These people are going to launch attack because they know we are now a nation in crisis. So much resources, so much attention is being put on the coronavirus. But do you think
our troops on the front line now, you think the attention will be divided?
Now, let me tell you, this is where the division in terms of attention is. Now, the troops are carrying out drills and exercise for possible deployment on the streets of Nigeria to enforce lockdown, possible lockdown. Now, this is going to affect the logistic support capability of the Nigerian Army. The Nigerian Air Force are also engaged. So now the attention is being divided as into, the deployment of the resources they have towards what is going on in Borno State, Yobe, and Adamawa, and sharing the same resources, logistical support resources, to cater for the need of the entire nation. It's not about the men that is on ground. It's about every other supporting department or unit that are providing support to those on the battlefield. Now that their attention is now going to be divided, the attention of the Air Force currently is now divided. So for me, at this point, if there is any time for Nigeria to launch massive attack on those people, this is the time, because the coronavirus issue is, let me borrow the word of two phrases, it's going to be a long thing. It's going to be something that we're going to battle with for the next 2 months at least. So for us to be able to have a full attention to battle with this for the next 2 months, Nigerian military has to launch a week or 2 weeks attack on these people and rattle them in such a way that in the next 2 months, they will not be able to recover in the next 2 months. So by the time they recover, or they be recovering from this massive attack, Nigeria will have come out of the coronavirus situation and will have been ready to confront whatever they can throw at us. But right now, this is the time for us to launch mass. And good thing is that they also attacked the Chadian
yes,
soldier.
Exactly. I was just going to ask you your take on that attack.
Yeah, I read the response of the president of Chad, and the man is threatening thunder and fire. He wants to bring the whole heaven on top. Over the head of Boko Haram, which is good. It means that the man is ready to launch attack, and this is a time in Nigeria. So I'm telling you, they will not be able to withstand attack coming from both ends at this time. If these attacks are carried out simultaneously, Boko Haram may not be able to come out of this in the next 6 months. It will take them another round of kidnapping to raise funds for them to be able to come out of it in the next 4 or 6 months.
So at some point you would expect that there would be some kind of synergy between the forces of Chad and that of Nigeria, so that we can have a situation where attacks will be coming, on both fronts. And that might raining on these guys, the bad guys.
So if the pedigree of Idris Deby is anything to go by, he's a man of his word when it comes to things like this. He will surely revenge. He will surely launch a counter-attack, and he will deal deadly blow on them around the Lake Chad Basin. So while this is happening from the Chadian end, it is just expedient that will launch from this end and they will disperse them. By the time we finish this, they will have been dispersed into Nigerian Republic and to some smaller islands. The remnants will be on some small islands in the Chadian Basin.
I just keep wondering when is all of this going to just come to an end?
Well, DEJI, you recall that in some of the previous conversation that we've had on here like this, I've told you that this is going to be with us for a long time. Not many people want to agree. It's not something to rejoice about, but it is just the truth. We'll continue to deceive ourselves if we believe that it's something that we could have come out in last 2 or 3 years, or something that we can come out in 5 years. No. And I've reiterated the fact that no country has been able to come out of this so easy and so quick. But how soon we will come out of this will be determined on the long-term plan that we have. Most of the plans that we are implementing are short-term approach, and it will not solve this problem. It's good that we'll use that as a stopgap to try to mitigate the threat coming from them. But we ought 10 years ago have drawn a plan that should be working now. 10 years plan, 15 years plan, 10 years ago, that will have been operational now, which would have by now helped us to annihilate this group entirely. But we're not. You see, we've passed through phases where we had to change, military commanders, intermittently, defense chief of defense staff, army chief intermittently. We had change of government. We have none of them. I mean, every one of them, as they come in with their new plan. They come in with a new agenda. But and this is happening because we are putting all our plans, or we are centering our plans around these people. No, there should be a body at the National Security Advisors level, headed by the Office of the NSA, that should sit on a plan such that irrespective of who is the chief of army staff, they are to implement this plan that will have a holistic focus or dimension to this work. It's not about this man is not performing well, we need to bring somebody in, and then it's coming up with his own plan, and so okay, this is the plan that he wants to draw, and then the plan that will annihilate this group will be a long-time plan that successive head of these agencies or service chiefs will work within that plan and continue to implement it. Also, we can get consistency in the implementation of our plans towards countering and neutralizing this group. Then we'll get the desired results.
Chadian, security analyst, and of course a retired SSS officer. Thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's it on the program. But if you want to watch it again, it's very simple. Just go to our website, TV360Nigeria.com. You'll find this program and lots more there. You can also follow us on our various social media platforms. Thank you very much for watching again. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.